What's up, everybody? It is Izzy coming back to you with another Q&A, episode 109. So if you enjoy the Q&As, all 109 of them, make sure you hit the like button on YouTube, otherwise you hate dogs. Anyway, first question. What is your favorite strict overhead press accessory? Honestly, I have never trained the strict overhead press. So for me to give you my favorite accessory for a lift that I've literally never even done would be just me speculating. That said, if you're one of those people that has trouble with layback on overhead pressing, as in you lay back too much, seated presses like behind the neck press can take that out of the equation completely. What is your best vertical jump and standing box jump? Dude, where in the world did you get the idea that I train for jumping? I've spent my whole lifting career doing powerlifting and bodybuilding. I'm not out here trying to blow an Achilles testing my max box jump. I've literally never trained box jumps in my life. I have no idea what my vertical is. Sorry. Can the masseter muscles be trained for hypertrophy to make a visual difference to the jawline? Is this seriously being asked and it's not by like a college frat bro? Well, all muscles can be hypertrophied, so if you figured out a way to impart mechanical tension to the muscles of your jaw, I suppose it could, but I don't think this is going to make you ridiculously good looking. I think it's just going to have a giant muscle on the side of your face. Would you rather die in the next 5 minutes or be immortal until the end of time? Immortality, easily. I don't understand what people think the downside to immortality is. Like, all of your loved ones are going to die. Everyone you've ever known. Yeah, they're going to do that anyway, and it'll be sad and stuff, but you'll get real good at handling it. And new people are born all the time. So maybe the angle is more like when the planet explodes, you're going to get trapped in space, like just frozen, floating in darkness forever. And you're going to have nothing to do but think. Maybe one day you'll bump into a planet and your body will make it through the atmosphere without burning up because you're immortal. I'm taking immortality. How do you manage reps that aren't fully completed? They're lowered under eccentric control, but you failed during the concentric. These still add mechanical tension. So let's say I got 6 reps and 1 cheat rep, and the next week I add some weight and I get 6 reps without cheating. Is that progress? Yes, that's progress. This is why you have to define task failure before you go into the set. And the vast majority of people are going to define task failure as not being able to complete the concentric motion up to a certain percentage of the range of motion. This is for standardization purposes. So yes, it's true that partial reps do add some mechanical tension. However, in general, they are not worth the fatigue cost that you get. There are some exceptions to this with like heavily short bias exercises, but in general, pick a standard to adhere to before and only count the reps you finish. How would a bent over row transfer to conventional deadlift? Well, it depends on the row. Like dumbbell rows can help improve your grip strength, which can carry over. However, the main way that a row is going to carry over to your deadlift is that it's going to increase the strength of your upper back. Pretty much the entire upper back plays a primary stabilization role in a deadlift. But what elite deadlifters will also tell you is that if you are the kind of person that rounds a little bit off of the floor, having a really strong upper back can help you muscle it back into position at lockout. Do you know your thigh measurement? No, I did not, nor am I sure where you're supposed to measure it, but I do own a tape measure, and it says 31 inches or 79 centimeters. Can you highlight your personal experience with hack squats and their carryover to back squats? So there's a bunch of confounding factors that go into this, but when I was natural, my best low bar squat was 573, which I think is 260 kilos. And I did 485 to 495, which is 220 to 225 kilos for a set of 5 on multiple different occasions. When I switched over to bodybuilding, I obviously went enhanced. That's a big confounding variable. Let's acknowledge that. But I did just hack squat, leg press, and leg extension for almost a full year or a year and a half. And in 8 weeks of putting high bar squats back in my program, I squatted 545 pounds or 245 kilos for a set of 7 high bar. My best high bar as a natural, I believe, was 425 pounds or 190 kilos roughly for a set of 5. So I added over 50 kilos, 120 pounds, and added 2 additional reps. Keep in mind that I did gain 50 pounds of body weight, which is 23 kilos as well. But I mean, my squat got massively stronger without even training it. But I think the more interesting part of my personal experience that shows more is that when I was natural, my low bar squat was extremely bent over. It was a good morning style squat with tons of knee cave. My hips would shoot back and my knees would pull in. And that's because my quads were so weak relative to my adductors and hip extensors that they would just take over. If you look at the way that I squat now, I'm like upright, tons of knee travel. And yes, my hips obviously pull back a little bit, but I stay in my quads and I don't have to think or cue about my knees at all. I tried so many different things to fix knees in, cues, bands around my knees. Hack squatting and getting my quads stronger completely fixed it. Alrighty, folks, that is it for today's Q&A. So you know the drill, you know the advertisements that I'm about to spew off, but I'm going to do it anyway in case someone's a first-time viewer or they're viewing this on YouTube months from now. If you enjoy the Q&A, please remember to hit the like button when it comes out on YouTube, or you can become a more substantial supporter by joining my Patreon for $1 a month. If you'd like to work with me directly for coaching, you can just shoot me a DM on Instagram, or you can find my email in the description box on YouTube. The link to my ebooks is in my bio on Instagram, and there is a link in the description box on YouTube to my ebooks as well. So with that said, I will be back on Tuesday for another session, and I'll be making some changes, adding some more free weight movements into my program. For reasons. Anyways, see you on Tuesday. Peace.